Close your eyes. Listen. That's the sound of wind moving across ancient sand, a deep silence echoing from 5,000 years away. Now imagine time suddenly stopped, and you are standing right here, in a place where that silence is still alive. In front of you are not just mountains of stone, they are questions carved in rock. These are the pyramids, not just of Egypt, but perhaps the greatest mystery in human history. Even today, with all our technology, science is stunned. History remains silent, and the world keeps asking the same questions. When were they built? Who built them? Why were they built? How were they built? And perhaps the biggest question of all, beneath them, what is still hidden? Today, we are not just looking at the pyramids. We are walking into the heart of these questions. Let's turn back the clock, way back. Around 2600 BC at this time, most of the world was lost in dense forests or living in small, scattered villages. But here, in Egypt, a civilization was already thriving. A civilization that understood advanced mathematics, that had mastered astronomy, and that held a profound belief in life after death. It was during this era that the Great Pyramid of Giza was built for the pharaoh Khufu. It was an unprecedented feat of engineering. Following this monumental achievement, other iconic structures rose from the desert floor. The Pyramid of Khufu, forever guarded by the Sphinx, and the Pyramid of Min. But you have to understand, these were not just buildings. They were a declaration of war against time itself, a statement that a legacy could and would outlast mortality. For centuries, a single, misleading story took hold in the popular imagination, that the pyramids were built by countless slaves, whipped and driven under the brutal desert sun. But modern archaeology has buried that lie forever. The truth is far more inspiring. The pyramids were not built by slaves. They were constructed by trained, skilled Egyptian workers. These were respected members of society. They were given food, proper housing, and medical care. We know this because archaeologists have discovered entire villages and cemeteries for the workers, located right near the pyramids themselves. Being buried with such honor, so close to the pharaohs they served, tells us everything. This was not forced labor. This was an act of faith, a national project, a shared sense of duty to their king and their gods. And this brings us from history to belief. Why go to such extraordinary lengths? The Egyptians held a powerful conviction. Death was not the end. It was merely the beginning of a new, eternal journey. The pharaoh wasn't just a king. He was a god on earth, destined to rule in the afterlife, just as he did in this one. The pyramid, therefore, was so much more than a tomb. It was a vessel, a launch pad, a stairway for the soul to ascend to the heavens. Its iconic shape is thought to symbolize the primordial mound from which all life emerged, or the slanting rays of the sun god Ra, creating a physical pathway to the sky. That's why the pyramids were never really built for death. They were built for eternity. Now we arrive at the question that baffles engineers to this day. How? Without modern machinery, without cranes, without steel or power tools, did they accomplish this? Consider the scale. The Great Pyramid alone is made of more than 2 million stone blocks. Each block weighs, on average, 2.5 tons. Some of the granite beams inside weigh up to 70 tons. That's the weight of a modern battle tank. How did they lift them hundreds of feet into the air with perfect precision? Even today, scientists and Egyptologists fiercely debate the methods. Theory 1 suggests massive, straight ramps were built, getting longer and steeper as the pyramid grew. Stones would have been dragged up on sleds, but a ramp long enough to reach the top would have been a construction project, almost as massive as the pyramid itself. Theory 2 proposes a spiral ramp, winding around the outside of the pyramid like a corkscrew. This would use less material but would make it incredibly difficult to maneuver the massive cornerstones. A more recent and fascinating idea is Theory 3, a system of internal ramps. This suggests there might be hidden passageways spiraling up inside the very structure of the pyramid, used to haul the blocks from within. The truth is, we don't know for sure. The exact method remains one of history's best-kept secrets. And this is where the mystery only deepens. The pyramids were not just connected to the earth. They were deeply connected to the sky. The Great Pyramid is aligned with astonishing accuracy to true north, a feat that would challenge builders even today. But the cosmic connections don't stop there. The three pyramids of the Giza Plateau seem to mirror the alignment and brightness of the three stars in Orion's belt. This can't be a coincidence. The Egyptians believed that the stars, particularly the constellation of Orion, were the heavenly home of souls, the destination for the pharaoh's spirit. The pyramid wasn't just a tomb. It was a cosmic gateway, a map to the stars written in stone. The angles of its internal shafts are not random either. They point directly toward specific stars that held religious significance, acting like telescopes to the afterlife. So what is actually inside these massive structures? Many people imagine a simple tomb with a sarcophagus, but the reality is far more complex and ingenious. The pyramids are a labyrinth of narrow passages, sealed chambers, false doors, and what many believe were deadly traps designed to protect the king's final resting place. Inside the Great Pyramid, you find the king's chamber, the queen's chamber, and the breathtaking Grand Gallery, a soaring, angled corridor of architectural genius. And yet, here lies another profound mystery. Despite all this, the pharaoh Khufu's body and his magnificent treasures were never found. Not a single trace. So, was the pyramid looted in antiquity? Its contents stolen and lost to time? Or was something else going on? Was the real tomb so well hidden that it has eluded us for millennia? The empty sarcophagus leaves us with a haunting question. And now, we venture into the most cutting-edge and controversial part of our journey. What lies beneath the pyramids? For years, this was pure speculation. But recently, using advanced technology like Morn scanning, a process that uses cosmic rays to detect voids, inside solid structure scientists have made shocking discoveries. They have found evidence of unknown voids and hidden chambers within the Great Pyramid, and signs of vast underground tunnels and structures beneath the entire Giza Plateau. Scans suggest the presence of ancient water channels, and even older, man-made stone structures buried deep below the sand. This data doesn't appear in our standard history books, but it appears on scientific scans. It raises a mind-bending possibility. Could something have existed here long before the pharaohs? A civilization even older, whose legacy was built upon by the ancient Egyptians. The Egyptians didn't just know how to build, they knew how to protect what they built. We hear stories of the curse of the pharaoh, often dismissed as Hollywood fiction. But is it? They designed false chambers to mislead thieves, deep pits, and heavy stone portcullises that would drop and seal passageways forever. Some even speculate about more subtle protections, like the use of toxins or molds. The historical record is unsettling. Many of the early explorers and archaeologists who first entered sealed tombs fell seriously ill or died under mysterious circumstances shortly after. Was it all just a series of unfortunate coincidences? Or were the ancient Egyptians masters of a form of science and protection that we still do unfully understand? After all this, one final, nagging question rises in the minds of every generation that gazes upon these wonders. Was all of this really done by humans alone? The sheer scale, the mathematical precision, the astronomical alignment, it seems almost superhuman for a Bronze Age culture. This question has given rise to countless theories. Some propose a lost, highly advanced human civilization, a real-life Atlantis that disappeared but left its knowledge behind. Others look to the stars, suggesting that humanity had help from something not of this world. What is the truth? We simply don't know. And perhaps that's the most profound mystery of all. Maybe we are not meant to know everything. In the end, the pyramids are not just stone. They are a monument to human defiance against the inevitable, a battle fought against death, and a direct challenge to the passage of time itself. As long as they stand here, silhouetted against the Egyptian sky, humanity will keep asking these questions. We have learned so much about our past, yet the greatest structures we ever built remind us of how little we truly understand. These are the pyramids of Egypt, a mystery that remains alive, even after 5,000 years. Thanks for joining this journey. If you find these mysteries as fascinating as I do, make sure to follow for more.